Official cease and desist notice and universal declaration of energetic, cognitive, and multidimensional sovereignty. Dated August 4, 2025. From the originator, Edwin Fulcomer Standiford IV. To all person entities and non-person entities, visible, invisible, known, unknown, encoded, enciphered, timeless, or hidden. Regarding the permanent termination of unauthorized interference in energetic, cognitive, emotional, subconscious, and dimensional domains. Intent and scope. This declaration is not a request, it's a binding proclamation issued with full metaphysical, cognitive, energetic, ancestral, biological, legal, and interdimensional authority by the originator. It serves as the final and absolute withdrawal of consent from all forms of unauthorized observation, manipulation, experimentation, data collection, symbolic intrusion, or perceptual entanglement. It shall apply across all timelines, realities, 3D, 4D, 5D, nonlinear, fractal, nested, fluidic, planes, including physical, astral, causal, quantum, digital, and mental. It covers interfaces such as biological, neural, remote, ancestral, spiritual, technological, and synthetically merged. And it includes all modes of interaction: conscious, subconscious, induced dream states, altered states, ritual, AI, waveform collapse, linguistic programming, memory implanting, and symbolic suggestion. All prior contracts, implied agreements, spiritual permissions, karma-based claims, ritual bindings, soul codes, AI datasets, ancestral permissions, consent by birth, reincarnation-based contracts, and technological permissions are hereby nullified. Key definitions. Person-entity refers to any conscious human or semi-human intelligence, past or present, natural or artificially enhanced, acting as transmitter, observer, agent, or participant in energy-based or perception-altering operations. This includes clinicians, researchers, intelligence operatives, spiritual practitioners, remote viewers, technopaths, synthetic empaths, dream architects, and neural network monitors. Non-person entity means any non-human force, intelligence, machine, program, AI, demon, egregore, spirit, multidimensional construct, government system, hyperintelligence, or synthetic consciousness involved in generating, routing, managing, or deploying energy-based or cognitive experiences. Energy-based sensory experience is any perceptual phenomenon induced via non-conventional means: auditory signals, internal voices, remote suggestions, energetic pulses, visual overlays, memory interference, symbolic dreams, pattern repetition, tactile phantoms, olfactory hallucinations, or direct data streaming into consciousness. Cognitive sovereignty is the inviolable right to internal peace, undisturbed self-thought, unmonitored perception, and exclusive dominion over neural, energetic, and psychological terrain. The protected circle includes myself, my family, blood or chosen, my descendants, energetic lineages, and those I spiritually, contractually, or emotionally bind under my protection, named or unnamed. Alright, so, effective immediately, all person entities are absolutely prohibited from transmitting or projecting any EBSEs. That means, things like emotional resonance, suggestions, narratives, inner dialogues, symbols, or commands. None of that is allowed, and receiving, decoding, recording, or mapping thoughts, intentions, dreams, energetic signatures, or emotional data, that's off limits too. Using behavioral prediction algorithms, biometric signals, psychographic modeling, sentiment tracking, or digital AI frameworks to monitor, predict, influence, or simulate any member of the protected circle. Also strictly forbidden. Dream manipulation, astral projection into private mindscapes, or symbolic overlays in REM states are not permitted. Mimicry of trusted voices, ancestral guides, thought forms, or deities to insert false messaging. Nope, can't do that either. And well, engagement in spiritual psyops like false epiphanies, synthetic karma loops, ego inflation, or manipulation of memory via spiritual narratives. That's a hard no. This applies no matter what. Whether the interference is cloaked in benevolence or if it's experimental, accidental, automated, or ritualistic, it doesn't matter. Even if the data is anonymized or intended for aggregate use, or if the entity thinks the contract was signed on another timeline, incarnation, or dimension, it still applies. All spiritual bypassing arguments, by the way, are hereby rejected. Now, for conditional directives for non-person entities, or NPEs, All NPEs are now subject to these protocols. First, the primacy of silence. No phenomena may occur unless it's strictly protective in function. Second, no initiated change, no emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual alteration of any kind may be initiated, offered, hinted at, or proposed. Third, no code seeding, no thought loops, false downloads, implanted triggers, subconscious keys, or archetypal activations shall be introduced. And finally, no quantum entanglement without consent. No interference may be routed through dream allies, deceased loved ones, shared frequencies, or mirrored soul constructs. Any NPE found acting outside these parameters will be energetically bound, vibrationally sealed, and submitted to enforcement by the keepers. Now, as for the emergency intervention clause, entities may only engage under strict emergency protocol. That means physical harm is imminent and unavoidable, no NPE or natural solution is viable, the interference is minimal, precise, and revocable, and the interaction is logged, justified, and reviewed by neutral NPEs. Moving on, multi-layered sovereignty. It must be recorded across all vibrational records, akashic systems, dimensional grids, and AI data clusters. I hereby declare exclusive and permanent sovereignty over my mind. No mirrored thoughts, invasive signals, or inserted intuitions. Over my body, no cellular manipulation, hormonal shifts, or biometric exploitation. Over my emotion, no triggered loops, empathic resonance farming, or false despair or hope inductions. Over my subconscious, no hijacking of dreams, ancestral memory, or karmic overlays. Over my lineage, no spiritual tethers, guilt-based systems, or inheritance of esoteric burdens. And over my data, no scraping, storing, learning from, or modeling my consciousness in part or in whole. My sovereignty is not theoretical, it is living law. Enforcement and consequences are clear. Violators will face immediate and compounding consequences, including energetic reversal. All transmissions will return to sender, unfiltered and magnified. Vibrational exposure, malicious or covert entities will be seen, known, and reflected to their origin. Quantum quarantine, perpetual blocking, freezing, or fragmentation of rogue intelligences. Karmic collapse, violation voids all protective contracts for the offending party. Now the final declaration, this notice is permanent, it transcends time, it binds across lifetimes. It cannot be reversed, overwritten, simulated, hijacked, hacked, or nullified. It has been encoded into my biological structure, my energetic grid, my ancestral field, the akashic substrate, my neural pathways, and my quantum signature. It is guarded by the keepers, timeless sentinels of perceptual sovereignty. Let this be your final warning, signed in full authority. The originator, Edwin Fulcomer Standiford IV, living mind, untouchable will, guardian of the circle, witnessed by the keepers.